the charge. Say, yes, is it me who committed, or no, it's not me who committed the offense. Then the other steps follow. But where there is no sufficient evidence at that stage, then the DPP has a mandate to explain to court that we can now release this person pending investigation, or we are praying for more time to allow us complete investigation before the Office of Director of Public Prosecution makes a decision whether to charge or not. So that's where the miscellaneous applications come in, to seeking the court's indulgence to give us more time. Why so? Because the suspect has a right not to be detained beyond the 24 hours. So you can only conform with that provision of the Constitution if you present the suspect before a magistrate or a judge.
And maybe we'll just dive into the conversation you're having earlier. Why do we have to wait? Why do you have to get to court to ask for more time? Why can't we just finish investigations and go to court with a complete file? Like, why do we have to get there?
Two things. Most times, we don't need to get there. Because a file can be prepared and be complete. And then we make a decision to charge. But there are scenarios where the nature of the offense does not allow us getting all the evidence within the short time.
The 24 hours.
Within the 24 hours. For instance, if it was an issue of a suspect has allegedly committed a murder, we need to wait for the post-mortem report to confirm really what was the cause of the cause of death. And that comes from the government pathologist. If it was the use of firearm, we also need to get an assessment from the doctors that indeed there is a bullet wound on the body. Or the firearm experts have established that this gun is the one that discharged the bullet, which was discovered from the body of from the victim's side. So sometimes not all cases will have a watertight evidence at the time of making that judgment call. But that is why we seek for more time to allow ourselves prepare. The best scenario where cases are not of that higher threshold, we do not encourage restraining for unnecessary. The DPP has given direction that though we have the mandate to prefer miscellaneous applications, those applications should be done very sparingly because they are restraining the right of an accused person, a right of a suspect. So for instance, the minimum we start looking for is what is the level of the offense? Is it a murder? Is it a grievous harm? Is it certain serious crimes? There are only cases which we are now entertaining to allow a miscellaneous application for a custodial order. And even where the cases are allowing, we are restricting the days as low as possible to allow the investigator also compile a file. We are also alive that we are infringing, in quotes, the right of a suspect before making a decision. That's why we are really trying to balance how close can we go in terms of giving the investigation team sufficient time to investigate, as well as assessing that we are not infringing on the freedom of the accused suspect.
So Vincent, tell me, what do you do at ICJ, and how do you interact with these two individuals, the accused and the victims, in as far as your mandate is concerned?
You see, the biggest challenge that has been there outside here is before 2010, that is before promulgation, before we got the new constitution, we did not have the aspect of the victim in the constitution. So our constitution was majorly on the accused. But now with the new constitution, there is now the requirement under Article 50, sub-Article 9. There is now a requirement that a victim, that is the person who has been affected by the action that is
the crime.
There is now a requirement that they can appear in court and they can make statements in court, but it is the discretion of the court.
They never used to do that before?
Before it used to be more of a prosecution who represents the state and the accused.
Okay.
Yes, but nowadays even there's a provision where they have to this impact assessment for the victim.
Yeah.
The victim is allowed to have an advocate who represents them in that matter, and they can present their case as well. And maybe my senior here can explain further on the relationship between prosecution
And the
victim's advocate, because actually, I feel there is a challenge there.
There is, and I want to ask this question, Mr. Miroka, that when the DPP comes into court, he says, you say the ODPP you're representing, I keep saying the DPP like it's the it's the person, but it's not. When the office of the DPP goes to court, they say it's the Republic versus the accused. So while I, Anita, as a citizen, I know that you represent me. You are the Minister for Justice. You represent my rights as a citizen. And maybe now I am the victim. So at what point, why is it the Republic versus the accused? Why is it not a Republic, Anita versus the accused? Where am I as a victim of a crime? Because it feels a bit detached. It feels like victim really is not considered except up until where they give evidence, and then that's it. And of course we discuss the like Hassan calls it, the prosecutorial coup d'etat, when we have the advocate of the victim and the ODPP. How do you interact?
Thank you.
So Republic versus the accused. Where am I as a victim?
Why do we call it Republic?
Why?
It is drawn from the British system. It is the crown. And the crown, the intention of the crown is to administer on behalf of everybody. P appears as an DPP is really includes the victim.
Okay.
Right? So the victim passes through the office of DPP as a mouthpiece of the commission of a crime. There are other crimes where the victim is not there. So we might not use the victim per se.
How would a victim miss from a crime?
The victim has died. So we are pursuing a case against a person who is dead. So then the DPP comes in, right, on behalf of even the living victim or the deceased victim. There are offenses where we do not have a victim per se.
Those ones are clear. Those ones are quite clear. But here, I am a victim. I am actually seated there, maybe for just picking a case. I was assaulted.
True.
Wewe unaenda hapo unasema Republic. I'm like, na mimi?
Now you are, it is like, who is the Republic?